welcome to the DGD Podcast and Merry Flipmas for those that celebrate. Got a lot to talk about on this episode. Nasir Johnson, former Gator turned dog, makes his announcement flipping his commitment from Florida to Georgia. So we're going to talk about that. And listen, if you're not familiar, that is a massive individual. And also, it's that time of year. It's fall week. It's fall hate week. We play in Neyland Stadium Saturday 3:30 against those damn Tennessee Vols, apparently up on Rocky Top. Can't wait to sing that going back down the mountain, huh, Kobe? It's always a good feeling when you whip that ass, you know?
It's a great one to whistle on your way out the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, pull a Jake Fromm, right? I think everybody feels that sentiment there. And obviously, we've got our pick'ems at the end of the show. First things first, let's jump straight into our first sponsor of the night, guys. I'm charged up. I'm ready for this. I'm sure y'all are too. But what charges me up? Listen, Apatios coffee. Every single morning, right? Damn good coffee. DGDpodcast.com. Go to sponsors, shop Apatios. 20% of every single K-Cup or bag of coffee that you buy using our website will get 20% of that sent straight to the Classic City Collective. A shout out to Patios, doing a damn good job down there, man. Really good job making some good coffee. I'll tell you that right now. Kobe, like I said earlier, just to start the show, Nasir Johnson out of Dublin, Georgia, 6'5", 300 pounds, right? Flips and adds another commitment. I think that makes 29 right now for Georgia's recruiting class. And I know it's been something we haven't really talked about recently, but here we are talking recruiting on the show. What are your thoughts initially seeing Nasir Johnson flip from Florida to Georgia?
I think it just further emphasizes something that we've always talked about, and that's the man in charge knows that games are won and lost in the SEC and in the postseason in the trenches. Being able to, enforce your will on an opponent or prevent an opponent from being able to enforce their will on you can win or lose big games that are going to be close. Look at last year, the Missouri game, probably the closest game last year we played. Missouri reset the line of scrimmage consistently. They beat us up front. They blitzed. We were a very vulnerable team. And then you look at a game like Ole Miss this past week. There are plays that our offensive line is driving them 3-4 yards off the ball before, our running backs even having to think about getting touched. Those are just big things in big games that are important. And it's something that Kirby's always put an emphasis on. And to me, it's what the emphasis is. I mean, we have 6 offensive linemen committed and 6 defensive linemen committed.
Yeah, I believe so. I think maybe 5 D-line, depending on how you view it. Because you've got Joseph Jonah-Jonier, right? That's on your D-line. Then you got Nasir Johnson, obviously. Jordan Thomas. And then Justin Green. Nnamdi Boko. Yeah, so I think that's 5, I believe. I may have miscounted, but either way, 5 or 6 regardless, be damned, right? That is a emphatic statement in this recruiting class. The fact that you've hit 11 total recruits along the trenches, that again, that's the recipe. Kirby's starting to perfect it, really. And until someone stops it, I think there's really no reason to continue or not to do that, I should say, right? Like I said, if you're not familiar with it, if you depend on your recruiting service that you look at, I'll use 24/7. Seems to be pretty popular there. 24/7 has him as the 75th overall, but composite though, I think he's over just under 200, but still high level prospect, right? Committed to Florida in June. Now he's a dog, right? It's always fun to steal from those damn Gators. I love it. if we can get better and make our rival worse, you can never be disappointed. Never.
And I think it just still shows that, there is still Big Brother right this second in the East. I mean, for the most part, if you can't outbid us, we, like anybody, back to back national champions, are going to demand some respect when it comes to recruiting. We may lose a Williams Nweri to Missouri over some cash. We may lose some guys like that over a deal that is unrealistic for us to offer at some point. But when the numbers are close, and obviously I would say that would be the case for him. May even have been a little less. I'm not really sure, but we're also producing a lot of NFL talent from the D line right now.
Yeah, no
And
doubt. I mean,
you're gonna have probably at least one or two of the guys this year get drafted, and then a couple of them are going to be some undrafted free agents. But I mean, hey, just because you're undrafted free agent, I mean, I look at Jonathan Ledbetter starting defensive lineman for the Arizona Cardinals. It doesn't mean that you can't keep getting better and can't find a home. I mean, I think that at least three of the defensive linemen right now on the team will be at least on a roster next season in the NFL, even if it's a practice squad or two.
yeah.
But we got some dudes compared to a couple years ago where we couldn't put anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's been crazy to look at the trajectory of Georgia D-line recruiting before 2021. There really wasn't really that many guys drafted at all. So it's a drastic change. Wallace Smith in the brigade saying, "What's going on, fellas?" And he's from Dublin. Yeah, we spoken a little bit about that right there. And listen, I think obviously you keep elite talent in state, man. That's always a plus, right? It's always going to be a plus. Brooks Austin posted earlier, and his freakish athleticism. I don't know if you ever saw this video. Dude did a cartwheel backflip at 300 pounds. Dude, like no hands on the backflip either, right? Like get out there. Listen, I couldn't get my big ass up to try to even attempt to do a backflip, right? Things would go south immediately, right? Just shows you the pure athleticism this guy has to be that size. And it really at 300 pounds, he looks like he carries it well too. I mean, I think when you come in, you're going to see, right, when you get to Georgia, you'll probably slim down a little bit, tone up, right? I think you're more than likely going to try to stay that weight, but try to change any kind of fat, get it off, and try to change it to muscle. I would assume probably the development plan there. I mean, what would you think, Kobe?
Yeah, it just all depends. Like you're saying, the fact that he's almost 6'5" helps him a lot. Obviously Sinclair and Kirby and Coach Scott are going to want to get some of that baby fat off of him and get him more muscly. Just helps you in the long run. But I could see him at 6'5". I don't think he would be asked to play under 300 for sure.
No.
May even play in that 310 range, depending on his growth in the weight room. We've had plenty of D linemen at heavier. Even the Devontae Whites of the world have played between the 305 to 315 range.
Yeah.
And then with big guys like that's the other thing is what we're going to ask him to do. We're going to ask him to be Zion Logue and Jordan Davis and clog the middle, or we're going to ask him to be Devontae White, somebody that's kind of getting after the pass rusher a little bit more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about Mekhi Burrow too. I think that's another one that we have. I think that was the sixth one you were talking about. Wallace also asked a question. It's a little bit off the Nasir topic, but he asked, do we think that Carson Beck, whether he comes back or not? So Wallace thinks that Carson Beck will return. It's way too early to really gauge this, but I do think it's interesting considering the fact that nationally, right, there was, I think On3 posted about Quinn Ewers potentially coming back. I think he's leaning towards coming back. This class is going to be super heavy quarterbacks. So if you had to put a gun to my head today, I would say yes. But as we know, things can change. And if he continues to put up the stats and wins, right, against Tennessee, Georgia Tech, right? If we go to play Alabama SEC championship game, if he continues to string along performances similar to what he's been doing all year, come January after the season, there's going to be some serious discussions, I'm sure. So that's just me.
I'll tell you this, Wallace, and I'll just look at it from, what we've seen. Compared to like a sport like baseball, age is not really a big issue for NFL and NFL GMs. They really don't mind taking a little bit older of a quarterback, someone who's more mature.
Hell, they took Brandon Weeden back in the day.
They did. But I think he comes back pending that the quarterback class stays pretty close to the way it is. I mean, Quinn Ewers coming back probably doesn't change a ton, but obviously, like, Caleb Williams needs to go. Bo Nix is going to have to go. Michael Penix is going to have to go. I think it'll be a big question. Does J.J. McCarthy stay or go? Trying to think of some other. Sam Hartman will be in this class.
Jaden Daniels
will be in this class.
Drake
May will be in this class. So I think when you start looking at that, you look at, Carson Beck could be like the 5th, 6th quarterback at some point like that versus next year. I think if Quinn comes back, you really have Quinn, you're going to have Shador, and maybe you're going to have Carson.
Yeah.
I think those are the big 3 off the top of my head, just as I'm thinking of different schools.
And trust me, we're gonna deep dive into this after the season, guys. Because if you thought that once the national title game was played, that shit stops around here, you are sadly mistaken. So just keep that in mind, right? Obviously, we're gonna have content flowing year round, so stick around and stay tuned because we'll be talking about that for sure. To kind of revert back though to Nasir Johnson, I think Jeff brings up a good point. There's some other folks on the D line that we're looking at. And I know who he's talking about, too, in that comment. I don't want to spoil anything, but, yeah, I can't wait to see that happen.
So I think that D lineman would get me to my 6 and 6.
Maybe you're right. Oh. Yeah, maybe you're right. Dog Day Afternoon says, let's thank Florida for that Secret Santa gift in this year's Johnson show. Man, we played Dirty Santa with them, boy. They got screwed. But it's Florida, so they did it to themselves. They've been getting ransacked, right? The Florida fans are still happy that they're top 5, but I don't think it's going to last too long.
I mean, it's unbelievable. They're still top 5. They've already lost 4 recruits.
Yeah, no.
And it's not over.
Wardell Mack, Waller, now Nasir.
Is going to make a heavy push on LJ
McCray. I could see that happening, though, and that'd be nasty.
I'm just saying, they're going to make it. I don't think they're not going to at least push it.
I think they will 100%. I think that's going to be the battle, honestly. Honestly, it could be a Georgia-Florida State battle for him, in all seriousness. Probably. But I do think Florida State would be there because he's hard to pull out of the state of Florida.
And them fellas down in Tallahassee don't mind opening up the checkbook these days.
Nah, they need to more than what Georgia can. I mean, you got to do what you got to do at this point. I mean, hey, in the world of NIL nowadays, man, if scary money don't make money. Oh, sorry, Billy. My bad. Shh. Sorry about that.
There's still levels. I still don't know if I'm ever paying a high school recruit in the millions.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Let's see. Yeah, talk about Amaris Williams too. Dog Day says leaving Florida next. Dude, this is what happens. You don't count recruiting wins in July. You got to stick them. Right, when they sign is when you count them and you count your victories and you do all that. Right, it's always recruiting season, especially in the world of the portal, especially in that world. Kobe, you mentioned Kelby Collins. That's another name I think would be interesting. The thing is, I don't think
he's most interesting because we finished second.
You know what though? The problem is this. Once you play at Florida, I have hardly seen Kirby Smart go after a current Florida player. Not saying he won't. I'm saying I just haven't seen those situations. They always go from Georgia to Florida.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. But Kelby Collins was good coming out of high school for sure.
I'm gonna glance at him real quick.
Let's see. Chris Black says, "Where was Dylan Bell last week?" I don't really know. I I do like the fact that like you rotated the ball around. You had Ladd, you had Marcus, Brock looking good, right? But a lot of Ole Miss game was being able to establish the run game too. It was a very balanced game, right? Um, that's just my thoughts. But yeah, that was a good question, Chris. Welcome into the brigade too. Let's see.
Shelby Collins, 6'4", 275,
Sounds like a
number 7 defensive lineman,
pure edge
number
rusher. Gotta be.
53rd overall recruit. I
Fits.
mean, he would be I feel like he would be like you're saying, next defensive end type player.
Yeah. Let's see, dog. I don't really know. I'm not going to say anything in regards to like people leaving or in the portal stuff. I'm not going to put people in the portal and leaving the program. I don't really like doing that per se. So I don't really know for sure on that. But no, overall, Nasir Johnson, man, I was super excited to hear that. Right, the talks have been there for a while. Again, though, man, it reiterates the purpose that these games in the SEC are won in the trenches, and Georgia's doing a damn good job at shoring that up. A damn good job at it. Any final thoughts on the Nasir pickup, man? Before we move on to the Tennessee matchup. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see him. That's a super athletic kid, though, man. Looking forward to having him, and welcome to Dog Nation as well, guys. Before we talk Tennessee, before we beat that ass on the field, let's beat their ass in a charity, guys. If you're not familiar, if you're not on social media like that, Bulldogs Battling Breast Cancer is doing a dog vol charity challenge, right? Uh, and the highest donation total by the end of the game on November 18th wins this trophy, right? You're looking at Bulldogs Battling Breast Cancer is the charity for Georgia, and then Tennessee's is East Tennessee Children's Hospital. So it's interesting, right? We're trying to beat them in two aspects of the game, right? You got the game, and then you got them in the checkbook, and making charitable donations for a good cause. If you're not familiar with it, Dwight there at Bulldogs Battle on Breast Cancer has been on the show. Um, you know, you've seen it, right? Everybody remembers Trey Lee. All these situations with Bulldogs Battle on Breast Cancer. It's very prominent, right? I think everybody's been impacted by cancer at some point. I think the Dogs might be ahead, but I'm not sure. Right? If you're watching or listening, the link is in the bio. If you can see this, just go to bulldogsbattlingbreastcancer.com and then click on donations. And there's a specific field for the participants sponsoring. If you type in UGA space TN pledge, that allows them to see that is for the dog ball challenge. Like I said, link in the description below, and that will it'll kind of walk you through it as well. So you have that situation there. Let's just beat the hell out of them Vols 2 times. Okay, let's just do that. Looking forward to seeing that and seeing who wins there, and seeing how bad those Vols get beat. But obviously nobody loses in the situation, right? Nobody does. Two good organizations here, charitable organizations, getting some much needed help there at the expense of our rivalry, right? Thought it would be something good to bring up. But yeah, Kobe, let's bring it to the game Saturday. Georgia traveling up to Neyland, 3:30, right? CBS. This game has lost its luster from the preseason, hasn't it?
It just is definitely interesting because I think, like you're saying, in the preseason when we've talked and when the national media talked, you really had this date circled as the game Georgia could lose on the schedule. The only one the media thought would be any kind of a challenge. Going to Tennessee late in November against a Josh Heupel offense that last year was very explosive and has had explosive times this year. Um, I think that obviously they were overhyping Tennessee based off the results of last year and kind of undervaluing the fact that Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, those are three very good college football players. I'm not going to get hung up. I know a couple of us talk about like, well, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, they're only third, fourth round receivers. I'm talking about purely college in the system. All three of them were phenomenal in Heupel's system. And to replace that with Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, and Joe Milton just hasn't had the same hum. Obviously, I know Brew McCoy, terrible leg injury. Hope him, speedy recovery, nothing but some good health. But just really, hasn't hummed the same way to the same tune, more to the point where, like Kirby said, they're running the ball and they're running the ball with success. So I think it's just very interesting that, we all know, listening to this show, me and you, that running the ball and the University of Georgia defense doesn't always lead to successful game plans. I'll be interested to see if Joe Milton can make a couple throws. Obviously, their other receiver I saw is going to be out for the game as well. So really going to be
I think you're talking about Thornton there, right?
Thornton.
Yeah, well, I think he might be out. Well,
for the rest of the regular season
at least. Yeah, he had
I think that's what he said.
So
2 games.
That catch though, like I'm going to tell you right now, that catch that he got hurt on was a really nice catch, really nice.
No doubt.
It just sucks that he got hurt. Also, I wanted to bring it back up as well. So with that dog vol challenge, the latest update that I'm hearing is $12,465 for them dogs, guys. Let's hit some, and that's as of this morning. So things I'm sure have changed. So listen, stick it to the Vols, right? Let's do that. Let's stick it to the Vols. And like I said, link is in the description below. I wanted to bring that up because I just found out the numbers from this morning. So I thought that was interesting to hear. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But no, listen to Tennessee though, man. It's interesting to me the offense for Tennessee has had almost like a 180-degree feel to it, where last year they were able to run the ball, and I still think they're able to run the ball. I'm not saying they can't, but the deep shots are not there, right? And I think it's partially to do with, I guess it has to deal with Milton. I mean, I think it evolves around Milton and his inaccuracy. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's what it feels like. And that doesn't seem like the offense that we were so vaunted and kind of, right? Like we were kind of hesitant about our defense looking forward to that game, but we thought we were going to be fine. But, we kind of knew that they could, move the ball downfield. I don't necessarily think that we have to worry about that, but they're going to do their best to make sure that happens. And I wouldn't be surprised if they target Dalen Everett in this. I really think you're going to see him get targeted early and often.
Yeah, I think, though, like you're saying, I think Dalen Everett just had a tough week 2 weeks ago against Missouri. And, Theo Weiss and Luther Burden, that touchdown was just a really good play. I really can't have a lot to complain about how he played against Ole Miss. Like, obviously, he jumps that slant, and luckily Bullard's behind him. But I don't know, as long as he's not covering Squirrel White exclusively, that they're going to have a bunch of receivers that are heads and tails better than Dalen Everett, unlike the past couple of weeks. Theo Weiss, Luther Burden, I think both those guys are going to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Dalen Everett may not get there one day, because I think, like we've talked about, Kamari Laster had his growing pains. I mean, every DB almost we've ever had has had a year of those growing pains. I mean, look at Tyson Campbell. Man had, Lord knows that man had his growing pains in college, and now he's one of the star cornerbacks for the Jags. I mean, they put a lot on him. So
yeah,
this could be the kind of game that Dalen Everett grows up a little bit, does his job, and if Dalen Everett and Kamari are locked down, it'll be a long day.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess a good thing here, what are you looking for in this matchup? Like, what are some things that you're looking for? Maybe 2 things that you're looking for.
I'm looking for, us to, a big thing that we've done this year, because we haven't always started fast, nor has our defense necessarily started fast a lot. Just surviving that initial surge, that initial blow, kind of like we did against Ole Miss, where they get the ball 3 times and they've scored 14 points. I think it's can't be stated enough that we got the ball 3 times too, and we'd scored 21. I think that's something that can get lost. I mean, that easily could have been a field goal, a punt, and a touchdown, and all of a sudden you're losing 14-10. It's that surge. I mean, Tennessee's going to come out strong. Like any team, first half's going to be their half. They're going to come out, and if they're smart, they're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to limit possessions for you. They're going to try to score 7s while you're scoring 3s or hopefully punting. Big thing about this team is just surviving that initial surge of energy, because if you get to halftime and you're looking up and it's 17-7 or something close to that and the Dogs are ahead, I really think it's the kind of team that come out in the second half, you're just going to kind of put Tennessee to sleep. And not in a bad way, but they've already lost 3 games. They're not really playing for anything except pride. And at some point, Heupel's system is about momentum. It's not about sustainability. It's about quick transitions, big plays, scoring quickly. And if you kind of take the fire out of that steam engine, it kind of sputters. I think we saw that last year in the rain, that it just can hit a wall and have a hard time getting going again.
I heard that as we welcome in Keon here. The Henny got to him a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I know the Mavs.
What's going on, yo?
The Mavs won.
Had to celebrate that. 9-3. Look at us. Who would have thought?
But definitely it's your fucking Giants. That's for sure.
Right. Or the Chicago Bears. Don't laugh too hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't laugh at all.
Yeah,
I didn't laugh at all.
Yeah, we're both terrible, Bucko.
I just like making the face. I like making the face when Robert stirs the pot because it's always so funny.
Jeez. This is what happens when you don't have an NFL team. You can just do what you want. Keon, we were talking about this Tennessee matchup, man. What are some things that you're looking for in this matchup? Obviously, listen, they come into Athens last year, dominate them, right, to the tune of 27-13. Listen, that score is not indicative of how that game went at all. Just going to leave that there. What are some things that you are looking for in this matchup?
Just overall dominance. Our offensive line to come out there and block like they've never blocked before. I'm looking forward to seeing our wide receivers go off, i.e. Ladd McConkey, starting them in the fantasy league, finna run it up. We're in playoffs. I made it.
Here you go. I think to your testament, Keon, Wallace brings up an excellent point here, saying he don't think that they're going to be able to stop our offense. I think you're kind of agreeing with that.
100%. I think it's going to be too much for them to handle, honestly. I think our offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. I could see a game where we possibly get 200 yards rushing. Who knows? But I can see it.
I'm looking for I think they've got some good pass rushers with Pierce, right? But I just think that they're not deep enough yet. They rotate in so they've got like different units. I think it's like 3 units of D line, so they're going to try to stay fresh. I think you're going to have to, from an offensive line, you're going to be able to manage that. I think you have to manage that. I think Georgia's offensive line with Mims back in the fold now is going to be able to do that. They will try to push. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something to catch Green off guard. But I think I'm with you, though. I think this could be a matchup that favors the run game as well. But I do think you got to balance it out, right? If we see the same kind of balance that we had against Ole Miss, they're not going to be happy, and that energy in that stadium is going to be gone before halftime. So for me, I look for obviously to see if we can, use the momentum to get ahead, take that crowd out, because I know they didn't forget about last year. So I know they didn't, and they're pissed off, but this matchup doesn't have the aura that it did preseason. Hell, we were talking about Tennessee, before the Bama game. Obviously we were questioning it, but at the same time, like, they were still undefeated. Now you're looking at what a 3-loss Tennessee team. So they've been gashed by Florida. Mizzou just ran all the fuck over them, all over them. Schrader did. Tried to tell them, by the way, they just didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, man. I can see it happening for us. I can see us going out there, and our offense is just honestly having its way with the defense. Potential 100-yard game from Sir Brock Bowers. It's going to be an interesting one for us.
Yeah, and I think it could be interesting with the success that Schrader had. I could see their running backs getting a couple looks, or even Brock Bowers, Dylan Bell possibly in some screen game action. I mean, pretty much they got the ball to Schrader in space, and he kind of made things a headache for him all day. So I would imagine Mike Bobo will sing at least a similar tune for a while about getting the ball out quick and making them pursue and possibly over pursue. But obviously they ran the ball extremely effectively as well. So it kind of makes you pick your poison if you're Tennessee's defense. And, they're wanting you to drop back and pass so they can rush the passer. They don't want you to get the ball out quickly and make them go make a tackle. So
or run at them.
No doubt. But I'm just saying they're wanting you to be in like 3rd and 7 so they can pin their ears back and come get you. And Missouri just did a good job staying out of that quite often.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, getting it, like you said, getting it out early, forcing them to cover sideline to sideline, right? I think they do a good job at that, right? Kirby said this, stretch, press, right? What they try to do, they did it last year. They tried to do it last year. They did it very well last year, just not against Georgia. This year, like I said, don't feel as confident in that offense. They don't have the Jalen Hyatts. They don't have the Hendon Hooker, right? Listen, I'm still not going to discredit the fact that Joe Milton has an absolute fucking piss missile on his hanging off his shoulder, right? It just does. So you have to take that with some respect there, because he can put the ball into position, right, that could normally be an interception, but because of his arm strength, he can put passes in where they need to be and not turn into interceptions, right?
We're getting 2 picks before this game is over.
Well then, there we go. Keon already calling shots.
Yeah, that's it.
Write
it down, chat. Wait a second. Write it down, chat.
I'm sure
Keon call. We're gonna call this segment Keon's calls. Keon is calling 2 interceptions.
There you go.
At least.
I'm a big fan of the numbers. I like to see the statistics and different things. I look at Tennessee's biggest games this year, and this is going to be kind of a laughable one at first. Against Florida, they score 16 points. Against Texas A&M, they score 20. Against Alabama, they score 20. Against Missouri, they score 7. Against Kentucky, they end up beating Kentucky. They scored 33, but still.
The A&M game, listen, most of those games were on the road. The A&M game was at home. They're a different team when they're at home. They're more comfortable. But
no doubt.
But I think Georgia's defense can cause them to be uncomfortable even at home.
I mean, at home they scored 30 against Austin Peay.
Look at them. So proud of them.
Was in a dog fight for the first half against Virginia. I ain't forget about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying right now. We talk about the crowd and everything. I get this feeling that Georgia will have a bigger presence than they want them to believe.
Yeah,
I could easily see that happening.
We're just better than them at all phases of the ball. But if you want to break it down even further than that, I guess we can go into it. Quarterback, okay. Offensive line, okay. Running back, okay. Wide receivers, tight end, that's laughable, right? DBs, we got them, right? They might have us on the edge. I'm not gonna lie. They might have us on the edge. Not gonna lie to you, but Special teams, okay.
You're missing one, by the way. You're missing. I think you got 9 out of 10.
Right.
You missing that O line.
Oh, I already said the
Fabulous,
O-line.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
thought he said. I
yeah.
thought he said something
See,
else.
that's the Great Wall of Georgia. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Can't do it.
Keon, thanks for ruining my fucking joke, asshole.
You're welcome. No, but seriously, let's get into it. Honestly, I do think that our offense is going to be overwhelming to multiple degrees. Um, we're going to show them how dangerous these white men are.
You doing it for me, man. I mean, you name them off. Who do they got to worry about?
I mean, you got Lab McConkey. Okay. You got Carson Beck. And then you got Brock Bowers.
And
what are you going to slow down, baby? Whoa, Michigan.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brake.
I put up fingers. They thought it was a hand sign. Jesus.
You're trying to steal it, man. You can't fucking fix them.
Put up three fingers. It has to be an M.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right.
But no, you're in all seriousness though. I think this is I'm gonna call it. Mr. Cleo right here is about to predict the future. Carson Beck's about to go the fuck off. This game.
Can I have a number on what that would be for you?
400.
Nah, not so fast. Not so fast.
Yes.
I'm going to see how close I am. All right, Jeff is doing this. 382.
400. That's 400.
Listen, the reason why I say that is this. I think that defense is susceptible man beaters, man. They are a cover 3 team. They play more man than last season. They are a cover 3 team. That means flood the zones. Let's go. Take your shots.
I worry that if he throws for 400, this is a closer game than I want it to be.
No, that's probably
Is
probably
that bad that I feel that way? Like
that is actually horrible.
I need him like right around the 280 to 315 range.
Well, think about it this way. Well, he went for over 300 in an absolute blowout against Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but not all games are made like that.
Listen, fair. Again, though, the fact that they're a cover 3 team, Georgia absolutely decimates cover 3 teams.
This is true.
Absolutely demolish them. And listen, if you had any doubts about it, Bobo knows. So I would expect some shots.
Give me the 300-300 split and the win again, and I'll be a happy man.
No, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to complain if you give me a 300 split. I'm not. But I'm also saying if you give me 382 with 3 tutties, you going to make me feel like a damn genius.
Wallace.
4
Bills. I may need help on Saturday.
Bro. If Milton throws for 400, dog, I'm gonna tell you this: we have officially gotten blown the fuck out in Tennessee.
Or it's like a fucking LSU. It's like a fucking LSU Florida game. Oh Jesus! My God. No, that ain't happening,
bro. 400 yards from Milton this week. That means. That means half the defense can't even walk.
That means they all must have caught COVID.
And really for me it's 400 because like if he said 300,
maybe
I'm probably not freaking out because last week against Missouri he threw for like 289 and lost 36-7. So I mean they do throw the ball early and often. So don't get confused with that. I mean I think they're going to throw Milton's arm to death, but for a 4 spot. That word.
Listen, I'll say this though too. With Milton though, we have to keep in mind of his running ability, but he's more of a linear runner than he is kind of what we saw with Jackson Dart. Like, so he's a way better straight line guy. If you catch him trying to go horizontal or anything like that, you have a really good shot of getting him down. So if you can do that, force them to not be able to run straight, you have a really good shot of getting them down.
What are the chances? What are the chances? Just because that they're completely out of it and it's their Super Bowl, we see a little 2-quarterback offense
With Nico, I wouldn't put Nico out in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You setting that man up to get murdered.
Nah, hold on, pause. Let me rewind this back in time, guys. We're going back in time, little adventure into the year 2000, right? Anthony Richardson, first start was against Georgia in 2021. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. He fed him to the wolves, right? Mullen fed him to the wolves. Now, he ended up going 4th overall, but his college career was not the same.
He went 4th overall, but it ain't because of what he did against us.
Yeah, no. Let's.
Nope. Nope.
If you put Nico out there, there's a couple of things that you are admitting to yourself. This game, truthfully, if you're willing to put Nico out there, that means that you are blowing us the fuck out, and it's disrespectful. Like, Josh Heupel is halfway through the Cuban type. Like, he's ashing on the playbook at this point.
Apparently, he'll be standing on business, by the way.
Yeah, he'll be standing on business. Can we talk about that real quick? Eli Drinkwitz, you are paying attention to your social media team.
Dude, corny as shit, though, man. Stop.
I respect it.
I don't. No, I don't. I don't. You can't say it to his face. You do it while you walking off.
Nah, he did that on the come up. Like, standing on business, Josh. All right.
Nah, he was leaving when he did it. I'd rather him do it walking up to him.
No, I think that was come up. You might have to watch that again, buddy. I watched that about like 4 times. I can tell you.
Here's my thing about it, right? And I think Heupel has a little bit of this in him too. You can't let your good years lead to ass whoopings in your bad years. That's all I think. Because next year, if Tennessee's better than Missouri, there will be no calling off the dogs. No. It'll be bombs over Baghdad until the clock hits quad zeros.
So I
would jog my little chin across the field, and I'd shake his hand, and I'd tell him, that's what Bobby business looks like.
Damn it, Bobby. Oh.
No, but seriously though, I just, yeah, I'm with it. I'm not against it at all.
I'm not saying I'm against it. All I'm saying is don't let one good year as the head coach of Missouri just get
you're saying don't let it set you up for ass weapons and failure in the future.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee Heupel has Missouri circled next year if they play them.
Now,
well, if you talk to their fans, anybody that they lose to is their goddamn Super Bowl. So keep that in mind too.
Also, back on the whole bringing in Nico thing, horrible idea. Because what if you're getting blown the fuck out, like you probably will, and then you just send out this guy who's never played a college game during the best part of Georgia playing defense, which is usually the second half. So it's like, hey, these monsters just turned into the Monstars. Go out there and get the first down. It's 2nd and 15.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good. I love that analogy right there, man. Damn, that's good. What do we look at here? Any bold predictions, hot takes that you want? Keon's calls. Any Keon's calls?
Our defense gets 2 interceptions.
Exactly 2?
At least.
Interesting. Kobe, what say you, sir? What's going on, Star Wars? Welcome into the brigade, sir.
May the 4th be with you.
My bold prediction is you hold them under 100 on the ground.
Oh, I like it.
Bold prediction.
I like that.
You go in and I mean, if Missouri could do it, I really expect us to be able to do it. So
I think my bold prediction is we go for over 550 yards of total offense on them.
I'll say North. I'll take I'll take the raise on that. I'll go 575 total offense.
Ooh, I thought mine was a little bit spicy. Damn, threw the extra cayenne in there.
I feel like I'm playing The Price is Right. $1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
$1.
Yeah, the force is strong with Georgia. Yeah. Listen.
$2, Bob.
Damn it. And the amount is $3. What? Will they play Mizzou next year because they're going into the divisions being on? I think they don't.
I don't know. Have they officially? I guess they have officially said who plays who, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they've released the teams. Somebody look that up if you got a chance. Let us know. So I think so. Star Wars says 352 in the air, 1 on the ground. Is it total about?
I assume that's for Beck.
I'd like it.
350, 2 in the air, throwing for 2, and 1 on the ground, running for 1.
You know what? Yeah, I like that more than my 400. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I got 382, so I'm standing on business.
Feels more.
Fuck it. 400. Fuck it.
$1, Bob. No, well, again, though, man, and obviously, depending on how the game goes, right? Depending on how the game goes, that number can vary. But I do think the fact that they do a lot of cover 3, again, it sets you up for huge explosive plays in the passing game. It just does. At the same time, I think there's they're more than likely going to give up some gash plays in the run as well, which kind of scares me with my number. But at the same time, if all they got to do is just try to allocate the resources into the box, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because if you keep playing cover 3, Carson will cook your ass all night. Another thing that I think that James Pierce, right, that pass rush, they don't get home on it. So Georgia's offensive line holds to 0 sacks again. So I don't think Tennessee gets a sack. Wallace says he predicts we'll cover the point spread and beat them by 20 points. Keep that there, sir. Keep that there. Let's do this. MVP predictions. Who you got?
I'm going to go Carson Beck and Ladd McConkey for the offense.
You can't be taking everybody. Shit.
All right. So I'm going to go Brock Bowers for the offense.
God damn.
For the defense, I'm going to go Malachi Starks. And no, I'm playing.
I'm with you. I think similar tune. It's Cool Hand Luke. It's Cool Hand Luke's season. It has been all year. Man is nervous about giving that football away for free, and that really caused a stir the first 2 or 3 games between the fan base and us a little bit. I mean, he is very relaxed and poised back there, and he does not want to give the football away. I think like any SEC game on the road, you go the way your quarterback goes. I think Carson Beck has another big game. Takes care of the ball, doesn't turn it over, doesn't put it in harm's way. And then for the defense, I think, had a great showing last week. We've talked about him on Monday. I think C.J. Allen, he's going to be asked a lot this week. They are going to run the ball. I mean, Tennessee is going to try to establish the run. It's their bread and butter this year. They'd love to be able to run the ball for 200 yards. If they do, they think they're going to have a chance in this game. You're going to have to come out, shut that down, and not give up those free 6-7 yard runs when you're not really paying attention, when you've been lulled to sleep by some quick passes. Got to get off the field, got to hold them to 3rd and long, got to get Milton throwing the ball as much as possible. So,
if I had to choose, I'm gonna go. I think Amarius Mims for me. I think if I'm not mistaken, Pierce comes off that side. I think Mims containing Pierce will be the key there. They've got 55 as well in the interior, so Cedric and Tate could have their hands full, and maybe Fairchild as well, or Trust, whoever's at left guard. But I think whoever guards Pierce, and I want to say that's Mims, I think will be the player of the game because I think if you neutralize him with stop that pass rush and keep back up right, there's no chance. There's no chance because given the time to stand in the pocket, that man will cook you for everything you can do. Defense, I think this is a game. I think this is the game that Dalen Everett steps up, and call me crazy.
Hell yeah.
Call me crazy, and everybody wants to give him shit, but I think this is a game he steps up and shows that, hey, I had some elite guys I was covering, and maybe I didn't do my best, but this time I got it. I think he kind of quiets the doubters, because they're going to go for him. They're going to go for him.
100%.
They're going to go for him, and they're going to go deep.
And Kirby's going to protect him as much as he can.
But I want to see him. Because my thing is he's been cooked on, and even going back to the Ole Miss game for a second, the play where he got beat, right? He jumped inside, right, and got pushed outside where Bullard picked it off. For what it's worth, I wasn't technically too mad about it for two reasons. One, he had safety help and he knew it. Two, he'd been cooked all year, slant game, because Tennessee will slant you to death. They will slant you to death. So you got to be prepared for that. I'd rather him jump that knowing that he had safety help. Now, if he jumped that and didn't have safety help, we got a problem. But he had safety help. He knew that, right? So I'm not going to be hypercritical about that in that play, right? Ultimately, led to a pick anyway. But, without help, that's not a good look. Not a good look. But regardless, I think this is a matchup that Dalen Everett hushes some folks up. Because they're coming. They're going to come for
him. They definitely have been.
Good and damn well they're not going to be able to throw to fucking Colasser at that point.
Yeah.
You might have to see what they can do in the slot to Tyke, but I think Tyke will be fine.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. You're not going to try Lassiter at all, so you have to put the ball other places.
I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take shots downfield, even if you don't connect, to keep the defense honest. Get the safety help.
That's how you're going to cause picks. I mean,
that's how you're going to get sacks too.
And that's how drives stall very quickly.
Yeah.
Name of the game sometimes just to get your 10 yards and be happy with it. And against our defense, sometimes that's what you got to be willing to take. And I think that's part of what makes Kirby's defense, Nick Saban's defense, so difficult is you have to be willing to take your medicine. And you have to be willing to take it 9 out of 10 plays, 45 out of 50 plays, and then hope that a play every 20, you catch somebody snoozing and you hit a double move and score. I mean, you just got to be willing to go get your 4.5 yards.
I mean, Kirby and defense really took note to the fact that they tried to hit on explosive plays, right? Kirby did an excellent job last season coaching that up, Schumann and them, really limiting the explosive plays last year. I think you continue to do the same thing, but don't disrespect it too much. Right, I think Joe Milton's arm is plenty good enough to hit the deep shot. He's just inaccurate as fuck.
I'll be interested to see too. One thing I remember from the Tennessee game last year, and I don't know if it was due to the rain or what. It was definitely the week I felt like we dialed up the most pressure consistently. We really stressed Hendon Hooker with some.
Oh no, 100%. We had 6 sacks. I think it was.
Yeah, some corner blitzes, some linebacker blitzes.
Hell, Javon Bullard had two identical sacks. Yeah, off the edge like that. Yeah.
So, I'll be interested to see if Kirby and Shu will stress Joe Milton in a similar way, or if they believe because Joe doesn't run as frequently, if it's not as big a deal. I just definitely know that it'll take the air out of a crowd and the air out of an offense if you're having to kind of your footsteps.
To your point. Oh, sorry. To your point, though, Kobe, the fact that Joe is very linear runner, I do think those corner blitzes off the edge coming at those right angles will be key. However, that also means the defensive line has to play disciplined pass rush to him, not past him. Keep lane integrity. Because if you do what you did against Jackson Dart, I think you are A-okay.
I think so, too. One thing I do think is going to be interesting is the way how Tennessee's offense moves, especially the pacing. Guys, I hope our defense cardio is ready. I mean, because they're gonna keep these fast drives moving so they can kind of control the clock in a sense and kind of take a lot of time off just so they can really prolong their drives, even though they try to score quick, which is weird
Yeah,
because
I think
they're not gonna score quick. So
I think the tempo thing situation is funny this year compared to last year because like there was a legitimate threat that Hendon could get
yeah,
that squad hit at any time. I think especially after the Alabama game opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that hey, this team could score at will when they want almost gave you that feeling to it.
100%.
So yeah, again, I think on defense though, prove me wrong or prove me right. Excuse me, prove me right, Dylan. I know you're listening to this. Prove me right, man. I
I
got you.
agree. I look at, call it bias. I think we all can agree that we're built very similar to the fellows over in Tuscaloosa. And I remember watching their game against them and just how turnovers by Alabama gave Tennessee that 13-point lead. It's not really what Tennessee was necessarily doing, but what Alabama was giving them. That game could have easily been 21-24 to nothing at half. And Tennessee definitely failed to execute a little bit when they needed to. So I think it'll be interesting to see if we take care of the ball, how much closer or how much more dominant we can be early in this game.
Sure. Guys, what do you say we do our over-under before we get to our picks for the week?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. We're going to read them off, and then we'll break them back down. So the Tennessee game over-unders are as follows. Carson Beck, over-under 315 passing yards. Kendall Milton, over-under 85 rushing. Joe Milton, 1.5 turnovers. Now, this means a combination of picks / fumbles, right? So I just want to make sure that everybody's on board and understanding what's going on there. Brock Bowers, 5.5 receptions. Oscar Delp, half a receiving touchdown. And then Michael Williams, half a sack. Let's start with Carson Beck.
Over
For Keon. Kobe, over under 315.
It's a very good line because I feel like he all season has been just floating right there.
Over under, Bucko.
I know. I'm gonna go over with you. I think he's gonna get a little over.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. Repeat with us as we go along. You can comment below as well. Make sure to hit that like, follow, and subscribe button if you like this too. Yeah, y'all heard me. I'm standing 8 toes down if I'm D on 10 toes normal. Give me the over. Smash that over on that one.
Absolutely. What's the next one?
All right, the next one. Pulling it back up. Kendall Milton, 85 rushing yards.
Over.
I'm going to go under. I think this is Dejan's big game.
I'm with Kobe. I think it's under. I do think Kendall Milton gets a touchdown, though.
Yeah, I
think both of them get a touchdown.
He very well could. Very well could.
Edwards going to have like a crazy game, like one's on the ground.
God damn.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like
love that.
Nasty numbers.
Woo-hoo. Wallace has got the over so far on both as well. Like I said, me and Kobe sticking with the under for Kendall Milton. Listen, not in a bad way. Listen, we want him to go over, but I just think that this could be a balanced attack here.
He understands this is his last time playing Tennessee, so he wants to go out with the punt.
Listen,
with a very prominent fuck yourself.
I agree. My gut's just
what did you say, Keon?
Dejan's gonna roll.
Fuck yourself.
That's exactly.
I didn't know we had that one.
You forgot. That's exactly how I envisioned Kirby telling Josh Heupel after the game, by the way. But that's just me. I digress.
He saves that for Dan Mullen.
If he ever gets back to
Shane Beamer, those kind of guys.
See, victory is mine. No, listen. Give me a moment, right? I want to go back, flashback here. You mentioned Kendall Milton. Before we move to this next one, give me a signature run similar to the freshman Kendall Milton at Tennessee, or just running through everybody. You remember those plays? If you give me something like that, I'll be saving that in the vault for damn sure. Next one, I think is interesting here. This is interesting. Joe Milton, 1.5 turnovers. Keon, you already hit the over earlier, right? You said he's
smacking the over, hammer the over.
So Keon's going over heavy today. I like it. Kobe, 1.5 turnovers. Now remember, that could be fumbles, that could be picks, combination.
I'm going under.
Going under. Do
You
you have
think we're going to win by a field goal?
He's only got 5 interceptions all year.
Fair. Do you? I mean, keep in mind. Do you think he fumbles it based off of a pressure sack?
Maybe he does. I'm willing to lose my under/over on a sack fumble. I'll take my chances. If it's a Eric Stokes-esque sack fumble, I'll come back on Monday and I'll take that one.
Boy, Keon and Wallace are going together like
I'm telling you,
like apple pie and ice cream, man. I'll just tell you right now. I've got this eerie feeling that Georgia gets it done, but I don't know. I'm torn, man. I'm torn because the fact that
one player though, that's my issue. Is if it was just like, do we get 2 turnovers? Yes, but you're talking about it has to be Joe Milton's fault both times.
Yeah,
that's highly likely.
Average Joe strikes again. All right, so Keon went over, Kobe went under, Wallace went over. You know what, dude? I'm going under, and I think he gets a pick. I see the 2 picks though, man. I do, but I just think that he'll. I just think that happens. I think he gets 1 pick and just does a lot of 3 and outs.
Hey, what's up, Rude?
Rude. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We gotta hold on now. Hold on.
Gotta find the graphic.
There it is. Look at
Rude's enjoying his medical red shirt year.
Yeah, I know, man. Speaking of how's your red shirt year going, man, for you? Hopefully it's doing all right. Utah's defense is trash, just like that whole state. Where's Joe Probably sleeping. I would too if my state was trash like that. But
I'm impressed you thought UT was Utah because I was kind of thinking.
Well, I mean, we're talking to listen, you see who we're talking to? Listen, I'm just saying. Both of them's trash, and I'm okay with that. And they got to deal with that. But let's move on. Sorry, guys, I got carried away. Moving on to the next one here, shall we? Brock Bowers, 5.5 receptions. Keon.
Over.
Next.
Oh, here we are. We're all agreeing.
Yep, over.
Oscar Delp, half a receiving touchdown.
Under.
We're right now.
Under. I think Brock Bowers takes the tight end touchdowns, guys. Micah Williams, half a sack.
Over. All the way over.
I'll take the over. I'll ride with you on
You don't went with me for damn near all of them.
I'm going under on this one. And the reason why I say that is because I think his biggest impacts will come in setting the edge and not allowing things to take place. I think that also means you have guys like C.J. Allen blitzing up the middle, Jalen Walker. It opens up those lanes for those guys, right? We've seen that in the past.
What you're telling me is only needing to get a half to push.
You look.
I need him to get a little half sack.
Get a little touchy on Joe Milton back in the backfield. We're okay.
I need y'all to understand. Like my energy with this game is unlike any game we've played. This man, Joe Milton, is about to get punched on. There is no way around it. We finna beat the shit out this man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rudy says he's recovering and things are going well, so that's always good.
Oh,
yeah. Jeff's gonna keep us to our word and let us know how we fared. So yeah, I think those here are over unders, right? Yeah, this game could get ugly for what it's worth. I think our offense is just gonna have a damn game and a half.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh man, before we jump to our pick 'em, so folks, y'all know the drill, right? Listen, check them out. Alumni Hall, folks. All the stuff you see me rocking comes from Alumni Hall. Licensed Nike, Cutter and Buck, you name it, they got it. It's all licensed. Athens GA, right? 1791 Acona Connector, number 535 to be specific. Go check them out. If you're in stores on game day, folks, in stores, mention the show and get 10% off your order. But you also can support the show by just going to our website, dgdpodcast.com, and then go to our sponsors tab and click Alumni Hall and shop. You could support Kobe. You could support Keon. You could support the one and only, the Spike Squad, myself. Either way, however you want to do it. Listen, Jeff, you have to understand first things first. I have done an excellent job refraining from how much I typically do. Okay? Talking about the swearing again. I'm doing a lot better tonight than other shows. Okay, so please.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've said it once. Look at me.
I have, but I've also done it way less than previous shows.
No one told you to say Florida. You did that on your own.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
There is children listening to this.
Well, they gonna learn today. Oh man, we're gonna have to make a graphic that says NSFW or explicit material. Got to be like that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, see, Jeff even knows I've been doing well. I've been doing better. I told you I'm making an effort. Got to be elite, man. Got to be elite. Guys, I'm just saying. First things first, before these pick'ems, let's look at the standings. I think you're going to be impressed with the standings. Look at this, man. He boasting right here. He boasting. Rightfully so, though. Pulled away. First off, look at these records from last week. Brigade going 9-1. Keon and Kobe and myself going perfect 10-0 in the 10-game pick'em, right?
Oh, yeah.
Juan went for Tennessee, by the way, going for Tennessee and got. So he got a 9-1 record. Points, Kobe and Keon hit y'all hit the upset pick with Missouri. Easy pick right there. So you got 12 points. Kobe on top right now, 93 points. Juan in second, 4 points behind with 89. I'm 2 points behind Juan, 87. Keon making a little bit of ground going to 81. Still 6 points back though, sir. You never know. These picks, man, could go very interesting. How are we feeling about these picks, guys? Keon, before we get started, you ain't going to change shit on me, right?
I don't know. We haven't gotten started.
It's a gut feeling.
Yeah, that's it.
At this point, why do graphics, folks?
I agree. It's on the fly.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jeff will be our statistician, yeah.
I love this time of year because it always just seems like some team we all agree on just absolutely falls apart for no reason.
At all.
That's why this part of the year is just so much fun. I mean,
it's starting to feel like last season all over again.
I'm telling you right now, we're going to pick the Iron Bowl, I'd assume, next week. I'm going to be sweating that pick. Because
yeah, me too.
You should never know. Like, it just always.
Georgia Tech at night, man. Think about that.
Yeah, I don't care.
Bro.
Wear the black jerseys.
Just wear the black jerseys, please.
Or the ice whites.
Although you get hold on.
Jerseys.
Don't get me bricked up right now. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't make me. Hold on. Did you say that again, Kobe?
Could you imagine talking about? Hold on. I will say it again. Can you talk about that we're the away team in the SEC championship if you broke out the ice whites?
Bark. You said all whites, man. Got me. Sorry. Can't help it. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, it's all good, brother.
Got me sweating over here.
All right. Let's get to this first game.
Oh, man. Yeah, basically. All right. First one. This is my domain. App State going up to James Madison. Free James Madison, by the way.
I agree.
Free James Madison.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
College game day up there too, by the way.
And
Perfect
10-0. That's exactly my point about why I hate them at the NCAA. they're reaping all the benefits, all the money, all the publicity, all the hype. College game days there. There should be in the Sun Belt Championship for the second year in a row. And you're basically stealing away a spot in a New Year's Six Bowl. I mean, that could be changing for a program forever.
100%.
The money that would come from that, all that stuff too. Yeah.
You just look at like when UCF played back-to-back years in there's a very small window for a school of that size. You look at UCF, they did it 2 years. You look at Cincinnati, they did it 2 years. You look at Tulane. Tulane may get to do it again this year, but then that's going to be their 2 years. You look at Boise State, they did it 2 years. The window is very, very small for a school like that. And to basically tell James Madison to shove it during your 2 years is just hilarious because, I mean, what's the harm in letting them play the Cotton Bowl?
The problem is you're going to probably lose a head coach to a major program or a mid-major program.
And then probably all of those athletes are going to try to transfer out.
Yep. Oh, well, I mean, rules is rules, guys. Rules is rules. We're the governing body.
I'd like to take some rules and a bat across somebody's kneecaps.
Sound like Walking Dead style, huh? All right, guys. With that being said, here's our picks for the week. Boom, across the board. James Madison across the board. Listen, App State now.
Look,
don't sleep on them too much.
I'm not. James Madison's going to be hair on fire after getting denied for a second time.
Look, man, if James Madison, we believe in you. We do, right? Just like he said.
Shout out Alonzo Burnett. Yes, sir.
UCF won twice, and now we respect them, right? That could have been you. But they did that to y'all. We didn't do that to y'all, but they did that. But we believe in you. You can do this, I think.
Listen. You have your 2 years right now, but that next year, listen, Alonzo Barnett, go out there, light the world up again, keep the tradition going, get y'all to a New Year's Six Bowl. Go Whirlies. With that being said, moving on to the next one. Rivalry game for what it's worth. Cal Stanford.
Which one of y'all did it?
Which one? Who you think, Keon?
One of y'all did it, and I know one of y'all for sure did it. Which one of y'all did it? We can't do that tomorrow.
I'm riding with the Daniels family, so you ain't got to worry about people doing it.
It wasn't me.
Shaggy?
If it was me, I'm changing my order right now.
That's what I'm talking
about. Brigade. Brigade, I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I'm not. You know why? Because you got to learn for your mistakes.
Hey, sometimes you just got to stand on business. You know what I mean? Like, could I pick Cal? Maybe. Am I going to do that to Juan? Absolutely not.
Right.
Ashton Danny's going to be the MVP of that game.
100%.
Four Bills.
And then, the Brigade, we're going to have Juan on after this, right? Because y'all disrespect him. Y'all got to come and repent for y'all sins. Just let y'all know that right now.
Juan going to come in the podcast at the 50-yard line.
Wallace ain't been here long enough to know. Wallace ain't been here long enough to know. All right, guys, SEC matchup here. I like this one. Kentucky, South Carolina. Strangely interesting game on how this could play out. Completely interesting pick.
I'll be dead honest with you. And this
torn.
Is just because Kentucky fans and their AD is happy with mediocrity. This should be a game for both head coaches' jobs. But it's not because Kentucky's has a lifetime deal with Mark Stoops. But
here you go.
Just my opinion.
Brigade, Kobe Juan went Kentucky. Me and Keon riding with them Gamecocks. Listen, if Beamer comes around and loses and starts blaming, he better not blame us. Because we picked y'all. So keep that in mind, Shane Beamer.
I'm just such a advocate that why as Kentucky would you ever sign that man to a lifetime deal? I mean, he just feels no sense of urgency at all.
You know what? I like the thought of opponents committing to lifetime failure. I love it.
At first, I thought you were about to change your pick, and I was about to get super upset.
No, not that one.
I think the biggest question in this game is: will South Carolina be able to establish the passing game with Leggett, and hit big explosives on Kentucky? Because
you still got to watch out for Barry Brown if you're South Carolina's defense too.
Yeah. So,
and Ray Davis.
I think Kentucky.
Ray Davis could go the hell off.
Prepare for a barn burner. I don't know what the under-over is on this game, but
I don't either. But you're right. You're right there. Let's see. Next matchup. Oh, this is going to be fun. Florida going to Como. And what you might see after this could surprise you. Are you ready, Keon? No, you better be.
Keon, no, you didn't.
Yeah, you did. We all went Mizzou. If Missouri loses this game,
you were about to change my pick if it was Florida. I hope you know that.
Keon, brother, I was sweating. I was like, man, no, he didn't. Right?
Wait. But to the audience, because I know this all sounds kind of crazy, we don't talk to each other about what we pick before we get here. So
no, we just make our picks, man.
And
I never disclose my picks.
We don't be paying attention, and we just and then all of a sudden you get on the show and you think about it a little more, and you're like,
right,
shit. Why did I pick Florida?
Hence why Keon changed like 3 times last week.
Honestly, that's the reason why I'm losing in this.
We're going to get the upsets here in a minute. Not gonna lie, we're gonna get the upsets in a minute. My man Juan threw in an upset for a team that was favored. You just never know sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds good until rules is rules.
Yeah.
All right, this is another rivalry here, man. UCLA taking on USC. God, how this game turned out to be a whole bag of ass. Like Rikishi, a whole bag of ass.
I can't believe that UCLA's prepared to fire Chip Kelly at the end of this game.
Speaking of,
that's wild.
Oh, I guess they're trying to move to the Big Ten, man. That move got people going all handsy in their panties, I guess.
He got Dante Moore. Just relax.
Not so fast, my friend.
That's just crazy.
Here you go. Everybody picks USC on this one. Keon, you're not changing your mind on this, right?
No, because UCLA is already committed to defeat, regardless.
Yeah, I think UCLA's down to their like 3rd or 4th string quarterback too. So
yeah,
I'll take my chances.
I was going to say Chip Kelly would have been fun to just sit there and say screw you, and now I'll leave too. But I don't see it happening. I mean, listen.
Kelly to Texas A&M.
Speaking of that'd be interesting as shit, by the way. Let's see, UNC taking on Clemson. This game before the season had some big implications too. Now you're actually looking at Clemson. No, they got bowl eligible because they destroyed Georgia Tech. That's right. So at least they're bowl eligible this season. Let's see what the results show.
Give me the fighting Dabos.
Me and Kobe riding with Clemson. Poor little Clemson. Brigade, Keanu Juan riding with UNC.
I just can't trust UNC for anything at all.
And it's at Clemson. Listen. He told you to buy that stock. I hope y'all did.
Yeah, it's about to plummet. Give me the Tar Heels to win it out.
I mean, this game's about to be a beatdown in God's NIL.
Yeah. Wallace said not so fast, Keon. Not so fast. Another good matchup. I think this could be interesting, but if you had the right quarterback for Kansas. Kansas State going to Kansas, right, playing in Kansas Jayhawks, man. How are you feeling about this? Everyone should be on board, and they are. Kansas State rolls here. If you had Jalen Daniels, I think it'd be a matchup for sure. Just gonna leave that there. The glorious Utah Utes taking on the ranked Arizona Wildcats, by the way. Guys, how are we feeling about this? Rudy Rising going to make a
Give me the Utes.
I'm riding with my man. Yeah.
Riding solo.
And alone.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to lose that number 1 spot.
He said he could also take that one extra leap there too. Just keep that in mind. I love the Arizona story, though, to be honest. I think it's awesome to see Jeff Fish down there doing some good things, Bill Norton making some plays out there. It's pretty cool to see.
Oh.
It is. I like the fact that they're ranked, man. Staying in the Pac-12, guys. This is a huge showdown right here. Washington, Oregon State, got Michael Penix, DJU. Huge matchup here. Huge matchup. Playoff implications.
Can I get that name one more time?
Yeah, can we wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Second, this man is gonna get drafted. He's getting drafted. He's gonna go to the NFL. He's gonna be a quarterback. He's gonna start eventually. He's gonna throw a touchdown pass, and somebody is going to call. They're gonna call him genitalia, and we are gonna hear it. And
all right, guys, I'm done. All right. Focus. I'm not elite right now. Juan would not be happy about this. Got to be elite right now. All right, picks. Here we go, guys. Here's what we got. Keon's the only one riding solo here with the Washington.
Crazy.
Everybody got Oregon State.
Wait. I need this one flipped. Oregon State for the win.
I thought we had it. I thought we went. Oh no.
Boy, that pressure got to you. You saw all that orange and black. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, can't sacrifice. Hey, wait a second, Wallace. I need you to go ahead and type Oregon State for the win.
No, you're in. He didn't. God damn it! Somebody change it to. Somebody confirm him to Oregon State. I'm sick and tired of him picking something and then coming on here and changing every week. No wonder you're in last place, man.
If the graphic would have said all Washington at the bottom, he'd have rode with him. The moment all of us picked Oregon State, he's like, oh, fuck. Somebody knows something I don't know.
Vegas does.
Yeah. Good move, Keon. Hey, appreciate you, Jeff.
You know what? Hold on, no, pause, Keon. What could have happened is you could have rode with them from the get-go instead of changing live.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Moments are precious.
Oh, Jeff with the hot take. God, I love this. Washington getting buried by double digits.
Hey, ooh. Jeff, if you could also put in the comments, Keon picked Oregon State.
Confirm it, I guess.
He put good move, Keon, so I'll take that.
All right, cool.
All right, it's been confirmed. It's been confirmed. God damn it! I got to remind myself to change the social media graphic.
Don't worry.
Thanks, Keon.
You're welcome. I'll help you later.
Oh man! All right, here's the one, guys. Here is the one. Georgia, Tennessee, 3:30, CBS. Keon. Did anybody deject away?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like your co-host abilities may be in danger.
It's about right. Simple as that, folks. It's dogs all the way. Keon, we'll let you go first, sir. What is your score prediction for this matchup?
I'll say 55 to maybe. No, but seriously though, I think we're gonna win it. I'll say, 45 to 14. 45 to 14.
Somebody confirm or somebody write these numbers down and keep us to it, please. We'll see how far off we are. Kobe, you got 45-14 for Keon. What say you?
38 to 20. Dogs on top.
Okay, it's still a dominant win. I think you got a 41-17 victory here. I think you get a field goal. I think early you might get a early drive field goal. Maybe two. Well, actually, let me calculate here. No, I'm going to go 42. We got 42.
So no field goals.
No field goals. Sorry, Woodring. Sorry. I think you got to be efficient in this game. On the road, make a statement on the road.
Yeah.
42.
What was yours again,
They're 38, so that's 5 touchdowns.
Oh, I thought you said 48. And I was like, well, that's damn near 50.
38.
Yeah.
38, and I put 20. I mean, 17, 20, same thing as one extra field goal.
Appreciate you, Wallace.
I got 42.
48-17. That would be a phenomenal day, no doubt. I just think that obviously I'm basically spotting them 10 points per half, which I don't think is crazy to spot somebody. And then I think that we're gonna dominate at some point, put up some points, and score some touchdowns.
So Keon called 48-17, right? And you called
I said 40. I
sorry,
thought I said 45.
Yep, sorry. 40. I saw 48 from Wallace. Sorry, 45-17, 38-20 for Kobe. I got 42. I got 42-17 or 42-20. Excuse me, 42-20. 42-21.
So they just scored 3 touchdowns straight up.
I think you garbage up.
See, I think they're going to be able to move the ball maybe a little bit, 20-20. But I think we're just so tough. I say that we also have not been great.
Once they get into the red zone, dude, we are porous, especially the 10 and in. We are porous. So no doubt. Let's see here. What is next? So there's your Georgia pick. Now we look at the locks of the week. No changes here, right? Keon got Louisville over Miami. Kobe, you took Alabama over Tennessee, Chattanooga. Surprise, surprise. Juan's doubling down on this. Oregon State over Washington. That's his lock.
Sure. I'm not sure that Juan still understands the lock thing.
Or he just don't care for Washington. He thinks Washington's trash. I'll take it for what it's worth. I got Ole Miss over ULM. Ole Miss gonna rain hell on ULM. I'm sorry.
Can you imagine ULM winning that game?
No.
No.
No. No, I couldn't imagine it actually.
Nah. All right, Keon, are you stuck with your upset, right? You're good on your upset here?
He's gonna have to see it. He's gonna have to see it.
Yeah.
You also
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah, apparently like a 1-point favorite or something like that for Miami?
Yeah. That tells me everything I need to know.
Kobe's taking Utah to upset Arizona. Like a 1-point favorite there for Arizona. Juan triple down on this. God. Love it. I love it. I need to confirm for sure.
I feel like that makes us all Washington fans.
Oh my word! I don't like how I feel about that though. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting. Let me make sure first off. I'm gonna go back on this. Or yeah. Oh, sorry. So I did realize something. For some reason, I forgot. So my mistake. Juan has LSU as his lock of the week. Sorry about that. So he has LSU, not Oregon State. Sorry.
See? Look who has to go back and change the graphic.
God, karma bit me in the ass.
Uh-huh.
At least I don't change my picks mid-show.
He has Wake as his upset?
Yep.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake.
What the fuck?
He has Oregon State as his lock and Wake Forest as his upset.
God, that's what happens. That's right. I forgot. He picked the one that was favored first.
He did. That's hilarious.
Messed me all up. Guys, this is what happens when last-minute changes don't happen. I've got NC State over Virginia Tech on the road. Oh, my word. Yes, that'll be fun that's going to be fun to put out tomorrow. There's going to be some curiosity coming. Guys, how are we feeling about this week, man? Final thoughts on this Tennessee game?
I think Tennessee, the biggest thing for me is Kirby and the team maintaining the level of focus that we've brought into the past 3 games. And at some point, that's one of the hard things about college football and kind of the way it shakes out. We super focused for Florida, super focused for Missouri, super focused for Ole Miss. Need them to just, realize that you still are going to have to be pretty focused for Tennessee. At Tennessee, it's not an easy place to win. They have the 3rd longest home winning last time they lost was to us in 2021. So just need the focus to be there and, need to be able to hit your shots. Like, look at last week, one of the big things Carson Beck did was he hit his shots down the field when they were open, and he connected, and we caught the ball and made good plays. I think it's going to be very similar. Can't have overthrows, can't have drops. Need to take advantage of your chances. And I think it's the kind of game you need to put them away as quick as possible. I don't want this one to linger around because if you give them the thought that they have a shot, I worry that they have more of a shot than they really do. Especially if you just bury them early and often, kind of like Missouri did. Kind of like
41-0 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know if we bury them that bad.
No. I'm saying comparing it, like shut it down early, like 41-0.
Yeah, 28-7 at half, and you probably coast in the second.
Keon, any final words, sir?
We smacking that shit.
There you go. Here's my words. I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Ben Watson, you are the man. Absolutely, guys. With that being said, listen, big matchup. Make sure you're watching Saturday, guys. I'm sure everyone will. If you're going, hey, make sure they can't checkerboard, all this other gimmick bullshit they do. Right?
Enjoy seeing Dolly Parton.
Yeah, she'll be there.
Go to Dollywood if you're going up there Friday. Hooray.
Also, before we sign off, just want to let everybody know they heard it here first. Dabo Swinney to Texas A&M. Don't be surprised when that happens.
Jeff Traylor to Texas A&M. Don't be surprised when it happens.
Urban Meyer.
I've been feeling kind of weird that the job's going to be weird, and then I listened to my man Josh Pate talk about that there are some names being thrown around that are currently, at major Division I programs.
Yeah.
Don't doubt little old Texas A&M.
No,
Which
but
was
seriously,
asked before Johnny Manziel, they were complete garbage and afterthoughts.
Yeah, no, I do think that they're going to hire Elko, though.
Hold on, you ready for this? Listen, people want to shit on Georgia for 1980 and hear 1980 jokes. Where's the 1939 jokes? Where's the Dust Bowl jokes?
The problem is Texas A&M hasn't even been. You have to be a certain level of relevant to get jokes about your last national championship.
It doesn't fit the narrative. That's why.
For sure.
Oh, man. Guys, thanks for the brigade.
Not leaving Clemson. Wallace, you never know, man.
Yeah, you never know. The funny thing is I don't see that fitting because his view on NIL and their view on NIL.
I know, but it's always fun to stir the pot.
Oh, 100%.
He's probably the one coach out there that has had success that is unhappy with his fan base, kind of like Jimbo was the same time they hired Jimbo. So it's just always kind of just.
Could you see? I feel like Dabo would be that version that finally got some cutty the first time, and now he just wants it all the time. Like that's what happens when he deals with NIL the right way.
And he's gonna have $100 million NIL deals.
Yes, you get a check. You get a check. You get a check. I'm keeping my job. You get a check. You get a check. Yeah, we good over here. We good.
We should ask our fellow Texan who he wants to have the job.
Yeah, since that's your secondary fan base.
No, it's not. The only Texas team I support is the Dallas Mavericks.
You don't like them ever living, ever loving, compound, complex, fighting Texas, right?
Mm-hmm. I know you've been to a midnight yell or two.
I'm sure you have.
I've never been to a midnight yell.
Bullshit.
No, I'm dead serious.
That motherfucker got the overalls in his closet right now. Pull them out.
I don't own a pair of overalls. Who wears overalls in 2023?
This man down here, my man, no shirt either. He said, "Yeehaw, gig 'em."
Nah, man, that's crazy.
Hold on, you know what? We're gonna have to make a big bet. Keon gonna have to film himself at yell practice one time. If he gets, how far away is? Hold on, how far away is it? How far away is College Station from Dallas?
Ways. It's just like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh
that's
man. God, if we were sponsored by like hosted by a massive show that would like fly us out there.
I go to Midnight Yell once if somebody flew me out there.
I don't know if I would. I feel like
No,
I'd
I
go
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I've
like-
been to C-Stat a lot, which is College Station. They call it C-Stat, but it sucks. Like, there's no other way else to say it.
Like it feels. So what you're saying is it feels like the making of the city that King of the Hill was created from.
You had a better time in basic training than what I could provide you in C-Stat.
That's saying something. That's
All right,
saying
man.
something.
Let's get out of here.
Let's wrap this thing up, guys. Oh man. Let's see. You've heard our Tennessee review or preview, excuse me. Nasir Johnson, welcome to Dog Nation. Good that
Yep.
you got away from them Gators. And with that being said, we will catch y'all Monday to talk about Saturday's matchup. I'm Robert. There's Keon right there, and then Kobe right there. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and if you're listening to us on podcast, follow us and leave us a review, folks. That'll be greatly appreciated, and it's all free, and it helps the show tremendously. With that being said, have a great night, and go Dogs.
Go Dogs! Dogs